Welcome! This is the first demo of my game in many months. Last time I think I only showed the planet viewer, and so here is a demonstration of the game. What we're going to do is we're going to fly from one city to a wormhole to another solar system and land at another city. So right here we are in Saarbrücken. This is planet Saarland, which you can see up here. This shows you kind of the destinations you can go to. So you can see there's a wormhole entrance and wormhole exit and that kind of stuff. So here we are in the city. Here's the ship. I'll show you some other views of it in a bit. And I'm going to go into the ship's view. So here we are looking up. I'll bend it down and you can probably see the city. A little about the city. These skyscraper things are human buildings. These tall smokestack looking guys, these are the ant people buildings. And these cube guys are the robot people, robot things buildings. Alright, so there's little versions of them too. Somewhere there's some houses in there that were designed a bit from European style of house in France, but we'll see those some other time. Okay, here we are. We're taking off around dusk, and we'll launch. And you can see over here on the left the flight display. This stuff will eventually be cooler looking dials and such. So we're up pretty high. I'm going to turn down. The ship can fly backwards just fine. I'm going to point down, and there's the city that we took off from, and we're still in the atmosphere. Here we'll fly around the planet just a bit before taking off. So I'll head towards the daytime part of the planet. There you can see the sun, and we'll head out that direction. As we leave the atmosphere, the sky gets darker, and then the stars come out. Around 30,000 feet is 30,000 meters, I guess. We've left the atmosphere, and you can see it drifting away. There goes planet Saarland. These planets are computer generated. All I have to do is tell it to create a new one. Right now the algorithm only does Earth-like planets, but I've got some ideas for how to do things like moons and Mercury and gas giants as well. Okay, so we're out in space. We'll look around a bit, but it's pretty vast. It's a bit hard to find the wormholes. So we have some tools that help with this. So this wormhole, so we're in Solar System 2, this chat window. Here, I'll demonstrate that real quick. Alright, so this indicates this is the local solar system number 2. Okay, so we're going to head to Solar System 1. So here we see, it's part of its off screen. It says enable ballistic computer for 2-1, which is the name of the wormhole. Alright, you saw those red lines. What we have in the upper right is an indicator telling you which way to go to get to the wormhole. Okay. So you can see there's a phenomena. Here, I'll close that again. You can see a bit of a blue thing here and a bit of a blue thing here. I don't know how the YouTube will end up being. I'll enable that again. Okay. So it says we're currently moving away from 2-1 at this rate, so I'm going to turn on the thrusters. There's no sound yet. There's really no visual indicator right now. Thrusters. Now you'll see we're speeding up, and then these other indicators came on, okay? This triangle is telling us where this wormhole is moving. Everything in the solar system moves around with real physics. So this wormhole is moving along, okay? And so are we. We're not currently moving towards it. This yellow dot indicates which way we're going to go. I'm going to change views to a view kind of above the ship. This is the ship. I'll show you that more in a bit. This is above the ship, so I'm going to zoom way out. And as we zoom out, you can see that's our current path, sucking us towards the sun. But where we want to go, so we're here in the center. We're going there right now. You can see we kind of curve around the sun. We want to go up here towards the wormhole. So I'm going to turn on the thrusters, and what you'll see is that as the ballistic computer updates, we're going to slowly move what's now the direction of up, okay, since we're out of the ship. And to compensate, I'm going to rotate the ship a bit and thrust in this direction. And now what this always calculates the closest point you'll be to the other object, okay? So these things help you navigate in this system because you'll be going sideways or backwards in all different directions, okay? And you'll notice this number is getting smaller, as is this, okay? So I'm going to go back into the ship now. Same indicators. This is where the wormhole is now. This is where it will be at our closest point, and this is where we'll be at our closest point. So we're going to be below it a bit, so we're going to turn up above it a little ways. Here, I'll leave it so the indicator's on the screen still, and we'll hit the thrusters, and you'll notice these dots start moving together, okay? We're also going a lot faster towards it, so the time starts dropping dramatically to get there. So this thing says we'll enter the wormhole in 127 seconds. Give us a little bit more boost to get there quicker. Looks like this is going to become 2 YouTubes already. We're 6 minutes in apparently. Alright, so I don't know what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pointing my ship a little bit in front of where we're going to go. I'm basically trying to get the yellow dot and the orange triangle, the yellow circle and the orange triangle together, okay? So, alright, we got a minute to show you the help system. It's a novel help system, so the way this works, you open the help thing, and in this case we're going to ask a question. Okay? Enter your question here. Okay. The first thing this does is right now it just does Google search, but it'll bring you to my webpage and search my webpage for anything else, okay? So how to refuel, you could look through with your browser to see if anyone's already answered this question, or the FAQ, that kind of stuff. Alright, assuming it didn't answer the question, you can then forward the question to your friends, okay? So I'm going to forward it. Yes. Okay. A bunch of things happen, and we're about to get to the wormhole, so I'll go back to that for real quick. So here's the wormhole. I'll come back to the help question thing. Apparently I can't explain this in 1 minute. Here we go through the wormhole, and boom, we popped out on the other side. So this wormhole is blowing out. Okay. Alright. So this is the wormhole we came back out of. Eventually, that's where the server transition will go. And you'll be going through a tube as you go through it, but it's pretty fast here. So, what we saw over on the chat down here. It created a new chat topic called How Do I Refuel? You see. You can type in there. It also sent this to all of your friends. Help, how do I refuel? You can click on this and it would bring you into the chat if you weren't already in the chat. So this is forwarded just to your friends and the person that invited you and any people you invited to the game. It's an invitation only system for this game. If this didn't answer your, if no one could answer your question, or one of your friends decided they should send the question on, they can hit escalate, and that will forward it to all of their friends. Okay, so you forwarded it to all your friends when you first asked the question. If they think it's interesting and need to forward it to the next person, they can hit escalate, or after a certain amount of time you can escalate it to the guy that invited them, and eventually it'll get escalated all the way up to me, kind of the root game master of the whole system. Okay, so that's what that's about. Alright, probably I'm going to have to cut this into 2, so here's where I will switch back.